Hi everyone and welcome to today's Drama Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Let's get right to it. So at the Metro Court, Maxie seems to be getting sick while prepping for the wedding. It's New Year's Eve, by the way. And Lulu has supplies, medicine, daytime medicine and a nighttime medicine. This will come into effect later. And Felicia's there too. So Lulu says nothing will stop Maxie from getting married today. Famous last words. So Maxie won't postpone. She wants to get married on New Year's Eve. It's very sentimental to her and Nathan. It has to happen. So then Robin's at the door and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I can't even. I was not expecting to see Robin and she's here and it just makes me so happy. So she checks Maxie out. There's no fever, but that's not necessarily a good thing because that means she still could be getting worse. But Robin knows about Charlotte and Lulu tells her that she's filing for full custody, and Nina's at the door, and I'm like, this is gonna be fun. So Nina asked to speak Lulu in private outside, and I was like, oh, this is lovely. This is the best. She doesn't want there to be any surprises. She's bringing Valentine to the wedding. I bit my tongue when I said Valentine, so I think that's a sign. So what is she thinking? Like, I can't, but I feel like this might be part of the plan that her and Valentine are cooking up. But then how, like, I can't have to think of the word. I can't think of the word. But like for her to be doing this to her brother's wedding, like intentionally trying to blow Lulu up, like this is ridiculous. This is why I don't really like Nina right now. Okay, I won't say it's a permanent thing because I've gone through phases with Nina, but right now, really not liking her. So Maxie had forgotten her shoes, and Nina comes with shoes that she picked up at Crimson. They're from Italy, like they just got floated. They're in Maxie's size. And Lulu tells her to uninvite Valentine. And then they fight about Valentine because why wouldn't you? And Nina says, Charlotte loves us. And Lulu's like, hey, Charlotte isn't a consolation prize because you can't have a child. And then Nina says that Lulu doesn't deserve Charlotte and it doesn't go over well. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, I can't believe she spent the last month defending Valentine and saying how horrible everyone is for trying to keep his daughter away from him and who tries to keep a child away from their parent. And now she's actively doing the same thing because she wants to be Charlotte's mother so bad. And it's like, okay? I'm having a lot of feelings that I can't make into words, but I can't. Ugh. So a crowd of Felicia, Robin, gather and ask what's going on, and Lulu puts Nina on the spot and tells her to tell them who she's bringing as a date to the wedding. So meanwhile, while they're all dealing with Nina, I believe, intentionally trying to blow Lulu up to make Valentine's chances for custody look better, or maybe she's just that oblivious to the world, Maxie's taking the wrong medication. She's taking the nighttime medication instead of the daytime medication, and, maybe if Nina wasn't trying to make everything about herself, people would have been in there and been like, oh, Maxie, you're taking the wrong one, or here, let me hand you the pills. Oh, I can't. I'm so angry. Come here, ECAT. ECAT responds to anger. She likes anger because she's also very angry because she was born angry. Yeah, you were born angry. Yeah, so anyway, also getting ready for the wedding is Nathan, and he hasn't been sleeping well, and Dante's there, and Nathan has a bad feeling about today and that something will stop them from getting married. And I was like, of course something will stop you from getting married. The first time you guys wanted to meet on New Year's, you couldn't because you kept flying to the wrong places. So Mac is there, so we have to hold on to him tight or else he'll disappear for a few months or almost a year again. So let's not let him out of our sight, okay? And what am I doing? Oh, and he has sipping whiskey for, a little tradition, whatever. And Jack Daniels should be sipping whiskey. Sarah Jane, you're not watching, but I saw what you did in Nashville in 2013. So Nathan tells Mac that he's nervous, but it's not about Maxie. And he thanks them for welcoming him into their family. can't do pronouns today. And they're taking pictures, and the flash, it does something to Dante. I don't know what it did to Dante, but he dropped the rings. So now they have to find the rings, but Robin comes in, and she's, like, rushed out. So, like, it's not like, panic, panic, we can't find the rings. So she doesn't know. And the photographer gets rushed out, too, while they're still on the floor looking. So Dante found the rings. See, everything will be fine. What else could possibly go wrong? So much can possibly go wrong. So down at the Metro Court restaurant, Dillon and Tracy are having drinks, and he won't be able to make it for New Year's. He's going back to LA, and he wants to get back to directing, and he may move there permanently. And I'm sitting here like, no, don't do that. So he wants to tell stories, and Tracy calls him out on just wanting to avoid Kiki, which that's pretty extreme to just avoid someone, you know, to move all the way across the country and south. Like, you can't even get more across the country than that. So he's moving to LA today because, like, why not? And Tracy doesn't buy it. She thinks he'll be back. And, okay, so this is a good time to tie in my Guess the Date game for next year. So what date do you think Dillon will be back in Port Charles? And it's just a little fun game we're doing to see how close someone could get. I'm just, you know, I'll put your username and what you think will happen. I have, real fast, I have the wedding, actually, Maxie and Nathan's wedding, slotted for January 3rd, but I have a feeling it's going to happen way sooner, if it happens at all. And so that's just, guess in the comments, what date do you think Maxie and Nathan, no, Dillon will come back to Port Charles, if he ever really leaves. Anyway, so, and then Tracy leaves. So at General Hospital, Hayden wakes up. Finn slept over in the room, and the cure worked. And has he taken his dose? And real fast, before I get too much, I also will have suggestions in the comments for different things to guess on. You can get as specific or vague with them as you want. And now I'll move on, I promise. So he tells Hayden that he has been taking the medicine, and she tells him to go rest the right way, you know, not sleeping like that in a chair. And maybe now they, you know, he and, you know, his wife can both be at peace. So Tracy comes in and tells Finn to take a shower and eat some real food. So Hayden and Tracy get some time alone. You know, what's the plan now that she's healthy? And Finn is actually doing really badly, and I think maybe either the cure isn't working the same on him as it is with Hayden, or he hasn't taken any. So what could it be? It's definitely something. But then he manages to get himself looking like a real person again, come back in the room, and Tracy talked with Monica, and he has his job back. At Nell's, Nell is looking at that rattle thing and saying, "Are you ever sorry? Who am I? I just turned Canadian there for a second. I'm taken aback." Okay. So she's looking at the rattle going, "Are you ever sorry, Caroline?" I can't even pronounce Caroline. What is wrong with me? Those words are just not meant to be next to each other. "Are you ever sorry, Caroline? You will be." And then Carly's at the door. So she needs to talk to her about Sunny. She knows everything, you know, about the present, that it was from her, and she wanted to thank her. So she says, Nell says she had an ulterior motive. She wants she and Sunny to get back together. And then an alarm goes off, and Nell's like, "Oh, it's for my blood pressure medication, you know, the one kidney thing." And Carly thanks her again. And Nell also says she has a resolution. She plans to see out this year, and Carly will see soon enough. You know, she doesn't want to jinx it and tell her. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be so bad for Carly. So Nell looks at the rattle again, and she says, "Your Christmas gift, Carly, she says, "This was your first Christmas gift, Carly, and you tossed it aside like so much else, but I haven't forgotten anything." So, like, this really is sounding like a daughter from the past situation happening. Yolanda in the comments actually brought up that Nell could be a daughter that Carly gave up in the past situation. So, but what I'm asking, like, to build off of that is that, like, a theory we're just bringing up now? Or, like, do we know that Carly had a daughter and gave her up for adoption or dropped her as safe haven? Like, has there ever been an allusion to that before? Or is the show just kind of bringing that up now for, you know, a story? Because I've only been watching the show since 2007, 2009 religiously, so I don't have, like, all the history there. So that's my, you know, question to you guys. So at Sunny's, Bobby and Michael come to visit Avery, and Michael's been texting a girl. It's new for New Year's plans. It's Nell. So Michael really cares about her, and Sonny says it's a mistake for him to be involved with Nell. So Bobby hears, and Sonny says that he's, Michael's still grieving, and he shouldn't rush into anything, and he's going to take off. Michael, obviously. And Bobby asks Sonny about Nell. So then Carly comes over and she starts talking, thinking about how Avery may not even remember Morgan and, going through the what ifs. And Bobby goes to get the tissues off Sonny's nightstand. And then all of a sudden she has a pill in her hand, the same pill that Nell's currently taking. What's going on here? I'm not going to go too much into my confusion at the time because we find out. So Bobby has to get going, and she still has the pill with her, and she hasn't shown Sonny or Carly. So Sonny apologizes for the glove thing, and Carly says, look, Nell's heart was in the right place. It's really fine. Don't worry about it. And he did get her something. It just arrived yesterday. It's framed dried flowers from the church when they first got married the first time. So that's really sweet, and it means a lot to both of them, and I think there is a road to reconciliation here if Nell doesn't throw in a wedge, which we know the wedge is going to get thrown in. I mean, come on. We know. So back at Nell's, Michael calls Nell to ask her about New Year's. And now at Kelly's. That was fast. Kiki has an appointment on January 2nd, and she's having breakfast or something. Probably breakfast. No, maybe dinner. I don't know. What time is it? Who knows? I think it's dinner. But anyway, she's having meal or drinks with Ava at Kelly's. Ava has another gift for her, bagels, and they're the best in New York. It's the water. It's true. There's nothing like a New York bagel. We're pretty good here in New Jersey because we have New York bagels. So I'm gonna tell you a little thing. Some bagel places in New Jersey get bagels brought in daily from New York City. So we have New York bagels in New Jersey. That's how serious bagels are taken in the New York, New Jersey outer edge of Pennsylvania area. Okay, I actually just had an everything bagel this morning, and I'm gonna have one now after I film this because bagels, they're the best. They're the best. Cassie and Sarah Jane and everyone I've ever met say I say bagel weird, but I don't hear it. So if you hear it, tell me down in the comments. So she's so happy. Ava's so happy that Kiki spent Christmas Eve with her. And she wants her to spend New Year's, but Kiki's not free. She's going to a networking thing, and Ava's like, oh, you can take a day off. And I'm like, really? That is not what, no. Encourage your daughter to go. Okay, I'm back. And, there's always a position for her at the gallery. Okay, but she would have already asked you for that if she wanted it, because she already knows that. I have to do this. I don't even know what this gesture is, but I'm just feeling it. So Kiki wants a career. She doesn't just want to go from job to job. And Kiki hugs Ava before she leaves. She missed her. And, I'm thinking oh, that's still a thing that needs to get found out. So Ava makes a comment about how Kiki sounds like she's never going to see her again. And I was like, ooh, I'm getting a feeling about what I thought was going to be Christmas magic. I feel like it's going to be New Year's magic. So on the bus across the country, which sounds ridiculously painful to me, yet then I remember I took a 3-day train trip to Montana and actually took the 4-day train trip to Los Angeles from New Jersey, so I really can't judge. Just train to me is so much better than bus, personally. I mean, I've never taken a bus that far, but I have taken a bus, and let me tell you, train rules. Team train. Anyway, Kiki gets on the bus, and Dillon's on it, and it's a cross-continental route, and I was like, New Year's magic, New Year's magic, New Year's magic! And now, end scene. So Kiki doesn't sit with Dillon, but they're literally only two on the bus because everyone else is, doing New Year's stuff. I mean, probably in that area, everyone's, in Times Square. Although, is it any of, the New Yorkers, from upstate that actually do the Times Square stuff? Or is it just tourists that come in from around? Because I've never done Times Square at New Year's, and I never will do Times Square at New Year's. It seems miserable. I can sit on my couch and watch the ball. Why do I want to be in a crowd of literally 1 million people in the cold? Come on. Anyway, sorry, that's just personal to me. It's just not my thing. I don't like crowds, and I don't like the cold. So, anyway, Dillon moves to sit with her. So they talk, and apparently all the flights were grounded because of the storm. And I did notice that when they were doing the General Hospital scene, you could see snow outside. I didn't comment on it, but then when he said that, I was like, oh, that was actually a nice little illusion there. So he offers to take, like, another bus, but the first stop is Detroit, and it's in 5 hours, so I feel like y'all are going to reconcile in those 5 hours, and that's kind of unnecessary. So Felicia stops the fighting between Lulu and Nina, and wants Maxie to have a perfect wedding, and they all agree, fine, yeah, that's what we all want. So Lulu's in charge of getting Maxie and make sure, and then the rest of them are going to make sure the ballroom's ready for the pictures. So Lulu comes in, and Maxie is, like, asleep, like, out, like, not even asleep, she's just unconscious, and she took the wrong medicine, and she's out. So Nathan gets a call. Who is it? I don't know, but he seems genuinely shocked at something, and then he tells Dante that he and Maxie aren't getting married today, and I was like, oh, I will bet money that he was never actually divorced from Claudette. What's happening over here? I don't know, but the whole couch jumped. What is on me? Oh, it's hair. I thought it was a spider. It's not a spider. It could have been a spider, but it's not. Anyway, so Finn and Hayden kiss, and she thinks 2017 will be a good year. Well, it can't be any worse than 2016, am I right? Oh, I'm so right. They're just, yeah. Was it? Okay, anyone watching this, was 2016 a good year for you? Exactly. And if it is, let me know, because we need all the positivity we can get at the end of 2016. I'm sure good things happened. I mean, good things happened here, but, like, come on, as a whole, 2016 wasn't a gem. So Carly has to go to the Metro Court for the party, and she doesn't want to spend New Year's Eve alone, and Sunny asks her to stay. Nell tells Michael no. She doesn't think it would be a good idea. Oh, no, just say you have plans. He's literally asking you the day of and doing your whole, I don't think it's a good idea thing. You know he's going to come over, and, like, oh, now there's so much better ways to be a liar or a secret sister. Poor Michael, right? I said this out in the comments to Yolanda, but I'm like, at first, he thinks he's, like, falling in love with his cousin and whatever, and now he could be falling in love with someone who could be his sister. Like, Michael is going to have to go to therapy if he doesn't already. So someone's at the door, Nell's door, and it's Bobby, and she shows Nell the pill and asks why she was in Sunny's bedroom. Bust her, Bobby. Seriously, go for it. Please, save us. Save us all. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today's recap. I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. I'm not sure when the last day is, but real fast, if you want just an elaboration on the Guess the Date game, I did say I have everything down in the description, but I did come up with a few things to guess on, if I'll just say them out right now. Valentine's secret revealed, Nell and Sunny reveal, Sam's baby's born, Maxie and Nathan wedding, which, kind of, I mean, you might want to get those in sooner than later. Charlotte's custody fight, when it starts, when it ends, the result, when we'll hear that, all that. Julexis reunion, possibly. We see Dr. Lee again. I thought that one was kind of fun. Madison Larson comes around. That's the colleague of Alexis and Diane. A new character is introduced. I do have that in there. Return of an old character. Baby announcement, proposal, wedding, kidnapping, murder, thievery, fire, car accident. All the fun drama hospital stuff. Oscar Jessup is revealed. Hayden and Liz milestones. Do what you will with that one. When Alexis stops drinking. That's another fun one. The Julians plot reveal. Heather pops up again. Christina gets a love interest. Christina loses her apartment because I'm a cynic at heart. Or we see Aaron again. Those are like some of the specifics I've come up with. I'm sure there's more out there, so just let me know, and I will put you into the little calendar of fun, and then I'll figure out. I know I said there won't be a prize, but maybe there could be like a little something, not like a prize, but maybe like a shout-out or something, whatever you want, just for fun. But anyway, I'll stop rambling now. I hope you have a great rest of the night, and I will see you tomorrow for General Hospital. Bye!